If you're a fan of Mercedes-Benz, but you don't have S-Class and E-Class money, the automaker has just introduced the A-Class sedan. But it's more than just an introductory Mercedes-Benz. It's also chock full of new technology. The car is available in both a front-wheel drive version and all-wheel drive, which is Mercedes 4MATIC. Now, the starting price, Mercedes-Benz hasn't actually announced it yet, but it's probably going to be in the low to mid 30,000s. This is the first A-Class Mercedes has brought to the United States. And while we won't get the dope-looking hatchback, the sedan is a great-looking car with a low, aggressive stance that feels like it should fetch more than the low to mid $30,000 price range. At the core of the vehicle and the technology that's really exciting a lot of people is the MBUX infotainment system. Now, it uses voice recognition quite a lot. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Turn on the passenger air seat cooler thing.
I'm switching on the seat ventilation on the front passenger seat.
In fact, you can find a restaurant based on ratings. What kind of restaurant? You can say, I want an Italian restaurant, but I don't want pizza. You can also adjust the climate controls. You can ask it weird questions. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
What do you think about BMW?
The same as you, otherwise you would not be sitting here.
You can say, hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
How old is Maury Povich?
Maury Povich is 79 years old.
Well, there you go. Now we know that Maury Povich is 79 years old. Hey Mercedes.
How can I help you?
Tell me a joke.
Sorry, my engineers were German.
So it does a host of cool little things. Unfortunately, it can't do everything. You can't turn the lights on, you can't adjust the volume, and a lot of this has to do with safety. They don't want the volume to go skyrocketing and scaring the driver. MBUX is more than a good way to find the age of daytime TV talk show hosts. The voice control keeps the driver's eyes on the road instead of trying to navigate a touchscreen, which, by the way, Mercedes now has, along with the trackpad that it's been using for years. The whole system has been upgraded to remove some of the deep menus you had to deal with navigating the old Mercedes Infotainment System. Most of the stuff is top level, and while you drive the car, it learns about you and offers up shortcuts to the things you do most, like a favorite radio station or person you call often. It's also devoid of almost all latency. No tapping and then waiting a second for something to happen. It's as quick as your latest smartphone if you're a fan of using the screen or the touchpad. But the tech doesn't stop at MBUX. All the new Distronic driver assistance functions found in the new high-end S-Class are available as options in the A-Class. That means this tiny Merc not only has the prerequisite lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control, but also the route-based speed adaptation found in the fancier Benz. It'll slow the car around corners to a speed the car and HERE maps have determined is safe. Behind the wheel, the A-Class's 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine pumps out a respectable 188 horsepower and 221 foot-pounds of torque, enough to keep the average driver happy, but it won't quicken the pulse of anyone looking for an adrenaline hit when the accelerator is slammed to the floor. Around corners, as you would expect, the all-wheel drive 4MATIC is the funner car to drive. But the front-wheel drive version can hold its own if you're expecting to spend most of your time behind the wheel on highways and surface streets and not attacking switchbacks. The cars I drove were pre-production with drivers encountering a few issues here and there. With that in mind, we'll have a full review as soon as a production A-Class is available. Starting at the low to mid 30,000s and available in early 2019, the A-Class is a very important car for Mercedes-Benz. But more importantly, for the entire industry, the infotainment system in this car, MBUX, is a battle cry for automakers to take back the dash from Android Auto and Apple's CarPlay.